Hello, my name is Sofia, and this is an audio version of my blog entry entitled Indoor Geolocation Coordinates of a Cake. Indoor geolocations are a special type of fun. Despite the premise being very similar to normal outdoor geolocations, the methods employed are significantly different. You cannot rely on image reverse search, landmark identification, or even the I'm desperate enough to scan this entire town in the hopes of finding the damn place technique. And you know what I'm talking about. Indoor geolocations are all about the details. The more obscure, the better. Anything can and will lead you the wrong path if you're not careful. But that's exactly what makes them so much fun. The cake photo. A while ago, I came across a photo of a cake whilst looking for an interesting challenge. I figured it was possible to pinpoint the exact location of where the cake was when the photo was taken. And by that, I don't mean the venue, I mean the exact coordinates of that cake. And indeed, it was completely possible, therefore I decided to write an explanation of how I geolocated and verified the coordinates of the cake seen below. And here it is. The photo contained many useful details which will be pointed out and analyzed in this text as I move along with the geolocation and verification process. The venue. The first step was finding the venue, obviously. The cake contained an inscription mentioning the 80th anniversary and birds in New Zealand. A quick googling of all these keywords led me to an article titled 2019 New Zealand Bird Conference, and here is the article. The last line of the text read, "The Birds New Zealand Conference will be held at the Brentwood Hotel and Conference Centre in Kilburnie," I think that's how I pronounce it, I'm not sure, "between 1st and 3rd June. And you can see, if you go all the way down, where is it? There you go, that's the sentence. Great start. I got the name of the venue. With that information, I quickly found the hotel's website, and as expected, they claim to provide venues for events. 8 conference rooms to be exact, just to make things slightly harder. The room. In order to figure out in which exact room the 2019 New Zealand Birds Conference was held, I had to find a way to discern between their 8 conference rooms. The Brentwood Hotel website had a conference section with an options and layouts subcategory. Within that page, I spotted various photos from 1 to 4, you can see all the numbers there, showing a very familiar carpet. The first 3 images, so 1 to 3 in red, were of the same room but from different angles. An additional one, so this one 4 in blue, was from a different conference room. And you can see this is the pictures, there was only these pictures here. Let's go back. The figure below shows a side-by-side comparison between the pattern of the carpet seen in the cake photos here on the left, so this is a cropped version of the original photo, and an identical pattern from one of the photos above, from this one specifically. By analyzing all the photos within the hotel website, so not just this ones, more of them, I concluded that out of the 8 conference rooms, only 2 had a similar carpet to the one seen in the cake photo. Therefore, I need to find a way to tell these 2 conference rooms apart so I could eliminate the incorrect one. Within the website, I found a PDF document with information about each of the conference rooms and their location within the hotel. So this little picture here. A comparison between the photos above and the images, so these photos above and the images on the document, allow me to identify the first 3 photos, 1 to 3 in red, as the Cowrie room. So again, these 3 here belong to this room here, Cowrie room, whilst the other one with the same carpet, so 4 blue, there you go, this one again, roll again, was identified as the Tower room, so this one here. Armed with the names of the rooms, I went into the hotel's Facebook page and searched first for Tower and then Cowrie, or the other way around, I don't remember. With plenty of photos to analyze, it did not take long to establish that the walls of the Tower conference room were smooth. They did not have any panels. The Cowrie room, on the other hand, had several panels, very similar to the one seen on the background of the cake photo. Look at that. Below you can see the location of the wall panels within the Cowrie room, so bottom left, so here are the panels, and the absence of a similar feature within the Tower room on the right. And you can see how the cake photo definitely had panels in the back. This information verified that the photo was taken inside the Cowrie conference room. This was already expected based on the number of plates seen in the cake photo. I counted around 17 to 19 plates per stack, and with 4 stacks visible, there was one there in the tiny corner. It is likely that the event was expecting over 68 people. The tower room does not seem to be able to cater for that many attendees. It is therefore clear that the cake was inside the curry room. However, according to the Brentwood Hotel, the curry room is divided into 4 different sections, which can be opened up as needed. I was looking for precision, so I need to figure out in which exact section of the curry room the cake was located at the time of the conference. The hotel's website provided a detailed layout of the rooms and where each section was divided, so you can see the divisions here. Unfortunately, the image of the layout was rotated to the exact opposite angle of the photo showing the entire length of the curry room to make things slightly confusing. So below is my attempt at explaining which part is K1, so curry room 1, this one here, K2, curry room 2, K3, curry room 3, and K4, curry room 4. So you can see this is the section that has the panels, therefore is this one, K1. This is the bit where the window goes in, so this is K2, here the window goes in, and this is the third section here till the wall, so all the way from this section all the way to the wall, and the fourth one is the stage, so this section here is slightly raised. Knowing that the cake was placed near the panels, it's possible to infer that we're looking for a location within curry room 1, but I wanted to be even more accurate. You may have noticed in the model seen above, there you go, that there are 5 panels on curry room 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, that information is incorrect and I can prove it. The Brentwood Hotel shared a video on their Facebook page showing a time lapse of the curry room being opened up to connect all 4 sections. It is possible to count 6 panels in the footage as seen in the figure below on the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels there. Additionally, I found a photo from a different event that took place in the curry room as well in 2022, in which you can count the panels in the background as seen in the figure below on the right. So again, from 1 to 6. I then matched the details where the carpet met the panels highlighted on panel 3. So there you go, that section there and section there to prove there were 6, not 5 panels in total. And I'm going to explain this a bit further. So this is the crop picture from the video, which I have here. And this is the full picture, and you can see it's uncropped. And I want you to pay attention to this bit here. I'm going to zoom all the way there in panel 3. This is the bits we're going to look at. And I have here the other photo, also uncropped, of a completely different event. This was from 2022, also in the same room. And look at that. I want you to look at the detail on this bit here. So I'm going to put them side by side. Here we go. So you can see here at the bottom how there's a bit of a dark section of a leaf and then a white bit next to it, very close by. And this is exactly what you can see here as well. So there you go. And it's pointed to the left, there pointing to the left, and this one pointing to the right and pointed to the right. So we can match this one. This panel is the same panel as this one. And this allows us to see something interesting. So on this picture, I'm going to get it again. Wait a second. So on this picture, we can see the first one. You can see there's no other panel on this end. This is definitely the first one, but we cannot see if this is the last one. This is number 6, but is this the last? And on this one is the other way around. You cannot see the first one, but you can see the last one. This is definitely the wall. This is the end of it. So by matching this one and establishing that this is number 3, we can now count there's 3 afterwards and there's definitely 2 before. So in total, we have 6 panels, not 5 like we saw on the layout. So this is it. This is what I wanted to explain. The panel. At this point, I established the cake photo was in front of one of the panels in curry room 1, but I still wanted to figure out the exact location. Let's go deeper. And for that, I once again resorted to looking at details. The cake photo had something interesting on the top corner. Look at that. I could see a bit of a shadow being cast. This told me that I was looking at the last panel before the wall, and I know that because the rest of it is flat. You wouldn't cast a shadow. You cannot see any shadow being cast on the other panels, only this one. The bottom of the shadow, where the neon green arrow is pointing in the image above, was very likely the skirting board. In order to prove my theory, I checked a couple of photos from the Brentwood Hotel photo gallery to establish that there was a wall, here you go, which could cast a shadow next to the last panel on the left. Also, you can also see it here. There you go, there was a wall there indeed. and that the wall within the carry room 1 had a skirting board. Look at that, there's a skirting board, and you can see that, there you go, there, ooh, zoom, there you go. There was a skirting board that would go around the entire section and very likely went around all the way there to this bit at the end of this one. It was then possible to infer that the last panel seen in the cake photo was the panel closest to the wall, also referred earlier as panel number 6. This would put the cake between panel 3 and 4 as seen below. Here we go, 6, 5, 4, 3, bam! I verified this information by comparing the carpet in the cake photo in the middle, so this one here, and the video on the Brentwood Hotel's Facebook page showing staff members opening up the carry room on the right. So this is the one I'm talking about. So again, this is the uncropped picture, but I'm going to zoom because I'm going to look at some details here on the bottom of the panel, specifically between panel 4 and 5. Let's go back. By analyzing the area near panel 4 and 5 in both figures, it was possible to verify how the details match. So now let's put these two pictures side by side. And there we go. So we're going to look at these details that I've mentioned here, but on these big pictures, right? So here you can see in between panel 4 and 5, you're expecting a little dark area, which is the bit of the leaf. And here you go, you can see it there. And the bit to the right, more than halfway through the panel, you'll see a white big area, and it's also here. And also this bit here, look at that, there's a white section and it's cut across. And you can see that that's very faint, but this white section is cut across. And if you were to notice that the pattern follows a certain order, because it's a pattern, that's how they work, isn't it? So you just need to identify this leaf on a section that you can see better. So this one is a copy of this one, because this one is a copy of this one. So you see how it works, right? So this bit here is what we're expecting to see here. So see, there's a tiny bit of a white area, and then it's cut across with a stem and a big white area. And this is exactly what we see here. Small white area cut across with a stem, big area. And this is a copy of this here that you cannot see as well, but this is it. Let's go back. So hopefully you understood all of these tiny bits that I'm trying to show. Interesting enough, when analyzing the table layout on the photo I found on Facebook of a conference in a carry room in 2022 on the right, so if you remember, it was this one, this picture here, I noticed some similarities. The table with the stack of plates was at the same angle and in the same location as the cake photo from 2019 on the left. So it's possibly this is one of the go-to catering layouts for the hotel. And I'll show you what I mean. So again, let's zoom out. This one. So see, there's an angle there and there's an angle there, and it's facing the panels, and it's between panel 3 and 4, the same one 3 and 4. There you go. The coordinates, almost there. After confirming and verifying the location of the table with the cake, I need to get the coordinates. Obviously, that's what we're doing. To start, I mapped the location of the table within the room as seen below in white. So this is where the table would have been. And then noted that it was lined up almost exactly in the middle of the two narrow windows at the top of the panel. So see, there's narrow windows there. We have 3 panels to the left, 3 panels to the right. With that information, I could go back to the layout of the hotel, which I found on the website, remember this picture here, and locate where the table with the cake would have been placed. So here on the left, where the green bit is. Knowing the angle and position of the pool, here you go, in relation to the specific panels within carry room 1, I could then also pinpoint the location of the cake on satellite image on the right. So here you go, I have lined them perfectly, so you can see this was the pool, this is the carry room, opened up all the way there. The carry room section specifically was on this end, the panels were here, and this is exactly where the table would have been. So the coordinates of the cake for the 80th anniversary of Bird's New Zealand conference in 2018 were this ones. Conclusion: geolocations are addictive and fun, but indoor geolocations are on a whole new level. The potential for this type of intelligence is impressive and a bit scary. If you're ever bored of normal geolocations, I invite you to start geolocating random objects indoors or whatever you can find. They will definitely keep you busy. Thank you for listening. Sophia.